Hello friends, this is DK Gautam and thank you for joining Interview Point. So in this video, I am going to talk about top 25 C#.NET interview questions. Okay, so this is what is C#.NET or what is C#. So C# is type-safe object-oriented programming language and that enables developers to build a variety of secure and robust applications that run on the .NET framework. Okay, so what we can do with the help of C#, or we can say what we can do using C#.NET. Okay, so we can develop Windows client applications, or we can say Windows application, XML web services, distributed components, and client server application and web application and database applications and much more. So there are we can develop different kinds of application by using C#.NET. Okay, so next question is what is CLR? So it is the execution engine of .NET framework where all .NET applications run under the supervision of this CLR. CLR is nothing but we can say Common Language Runtime. Okay, so this is the full form of CLR, Common Language Runtime. So applications which run under the CLR are provided with the following features. So there are so many features available. So if we are going to develop our application, so we can provide the security, portability, automatic memory management. CLR internally contains the following things in it. So what the things they are having? So we can say security manager, JIT compiler is just in time compiler, and garbage collector. Okay, so this video I have already made, but the URL of this video is this. So please watch that video so you will get the more knowledge about the CLR. So what is an object? It is a very important question that is many times asked by the interviewer in the interview room. So what is an object? Okay, so an object is an instance of a class through which we can access the methods of that class. By using the object, we can access the methods of that class. Okay, so new keyword is used to create an object. So while we are going to create an object of a class, we are going to use new keyword. Without new keyword, we cannot create the object. Okay, so a class that creates an object in memory will contain the information about the methods, variables, and behavior of that class. Okay, so it is a real-time object. Suppose we can say the car, mobile phone, laptop, etc. These are the example of real-time. Okay, so we can say these are the object. Okay, so what is the difference between ref and out parameter? So this is the first question. So what is the difference between ref and out parameters? So this question is also very important. So the answer is an argument passed as ref must be initialized before passing to the method, whereas out parameter needs not to be initialized before passing to a method. So the next question is what is jagged arrays? So it is also the most important questions, jagged array. Okay, so this jagged array is not available in C language but available in C#. So the array which has elements of type array is called jagged array. The elements can be of different dimensions and sizes. We can also call jagged array as arrays of array, or we can say array of arrays. Okay, so suppose if we can create int double square bracket jagged array is equal to new int this array. Okay, so like that we can create. Okay, so this is the 0 dimension, or we can say 4 here. So jagged array is equal to new int 5. Okay, so like that we can work with the jagged array. So now, so this is, so this 5 is nothing but the number of rows and this square bracket are used to number of columns. So we can say jagged array 0. So in the 0 we are going to create the size of 4 element. Here in the one row size of 5, in the row number third, or we can say second, because our always start from 0, that's why 0 1 2 3 4 5. So this is the row number third. I am going to initialize the length of 3 here, like in the fourth row the 8 element, in the fifth row 11 elements. So like that we can jagged array. Suppose this is the 0 1, this one. So jagged array 0 is equal to new int 3 5 7 9. So we are going to insert 3 elements in this row. Okay, so like that we can work with the jagged array. So what is enum? Okay, so an enumeration is a set of named integer constants and enumerated types is declared using the enum keyword. So C# enumerations are value data type. In other words, we can say enumerations contains its own values and cannot inherit or cannot pass inheritance. Okay, so example we can say here. So enum, so we are having a days enum. Okay, so we can declare the days because the number of days are fixed. That's why we are going to declare enum of days. So when we are getting the fixed value, at that time we are must go with the enum because it increase the performance. So that's why it is very important. Okay, so what we need to understand what things, but the things is we are having the fixed value. At that time we are going with enum. Okay, so the question number 7th is what is boxing and unboxing? It is also very important. So we can say boxing is a process of converting a value type into reference type. So suppose I have a integer x is equal to 15. So in the object obj we are going to create object of x. So it is called the boxing. So this unboxing is a process of converting a reference type that is created through the process of boxing, but we cannot directly convert. So unboxing is for doing unboxing we must have to use boxing first. After that we can do unboxing, but directly unboxing is not possible. So unboxing is a process of converting reference type that is created through the process boxing into a value type, but unboxing required an explicit conversion. Okay, so this is the unboxing and boxing. So the next question is so we can say here int y is equal to convert dot to int 32 of object. So this object we are going to convert into the unboxing. So here in the y is unboxing of x. Okay, so in the next question is what is difference between constants and read only? So this is the very important question. Don't forget, this is the very important. So constant variables are declared and initialized at compile time, and the value cannot be changed afterwards. So the next point is read only is used only when we want to assign the value at runtime. So the next question is what is static classes? So these static classes are also important in C# language or any other language. So now understand, static class is basically the same as a non-static class, but there is one difference. Static class cannot be instantiated. So this is the difference. And other words we can say you cannot use the new keyword to create a variable of the class type because there is no instance variable. You access the members of a static class by using the class name itself, but we cannot you cannot call by using the object name. Okay, so the next question is what are shield classes in C#.NET? Okay, so we create shields classes when we want to restrict the class to be inherited. So when we don't want to create the instance, or we want to allow the restriction, at that time we are going with the seal classes. Okay, so seal modifier used to prevent derivation from a class. So we are going to use seal modifier, or we can say seal keyword. So the next point is, if we forcefully specify a seal class as base class, then a compile time error occurs. So the next, the syntax you can see here, the seal class, and here the class name. So we are going to use here seal keyword if we are going to create a seal class. Okay, or we can say example seal class seal demo. So this is the example. Okay, so the next question is, what is delegate? So the delegates are functions pointers in C++, but the only difference is that they are type safe, unlike function pointers. So the delegate is similar to C++, but not same. But we can say similar, but the difference, they are type safe, unlike function pointers. So the next point is, delegates are required because they can be used to write much more generic type safe functions. So delegates are very important. If you are a developer, you must going to use delegate in the future. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you haven't, if you want more knowledge about delegates, must watch my video on delegates. So it is very important. So the advantages of delegate: encapsulating the methods called from caller. And the next point is, effective use of delegate improves the performance of applications. And the next point is, used to call a method asynchronously. So the next example is public delegate int. My delegate is the function name, we can say int enum, int num1 or int num2. So this is the example you can see here. So the next question is, what's the difference between an interface and abstract class? So what is the differences between an interface and abstract class? So this question must be asked, we can say 99% it is must be asked by you in the interview room. So the first difference is, interfaces have all the methods having only declaration but no definition. So we are going to use interface. At that time we are having only declaration but not definition. In abstract class we can have some concrete methods. So but in abstract class we can have multiple, we can say concrete method and also non-concrete methods. So the next point is, in an interface class all the methods are public. So by default also the interface class methods are public. So an abstract class may have private methods, and this video I already have created separately, so you can watch with the help. You can go into this URL, you will get that video also. So what is the difference between method overriding and method overloading? This one is also very important question. So in method overriding, we change the method definition in the derived class that changes the method's behavior. So method overloading is creating a method with the same name within the same class having different signatures. So method overriding, we creating a method with the same name. So we are going to create the method with the same name but having the different signature, or we can say different parameters. Okay, so this video I have already created, so you can watch with this URL. The next question is, what is the difference between a struct and a class? So structs are value type variables and classes are reference types. So structs stored on the stack causes additional overhead but faster retrieval. So structs cannot be inherited. Okay, so the next point is while defining struct, we use struct keyword. While defining a class, we use class keyword. So it is very simple, and you can also understand the differences between struct and classes. Okay, so this video I have already created, so you can watch also this video on this URL. So the next question is what is the difference between is and as operators in C#.NET. So is operator is used to check the compatibility of an object with a given type, and it returns the result as Boolean. As operator is used for casting of object to a type or a class. Okay, so now I understand the next question is which are access modifiers available in C#.NET, or we can say different types of access modifier available in C#. So first one is public. So public modifier, there are no restriction on accessing public members. Private, the next one is private. Access is limited to within the class definition. This is the default access modifier type if none is formally specified. So suppose if we are not going to give the modifier to a method or class, that at that time by default it is private. So the next one is protected. Access is limited to within the class definition and any class that inherits from the class. Next one is internal. Access is limited exclusively to classes defined within the current project assembly. So internal. So we are going to, you can see here, access is limited exclusively to classes defined within the current project assembly. So we are going to referring the assembly. So protected internal. So it is also very important, protected internal. Access is limited to the current assembly and types derived from the containing class. All members in current project and all members in derived class can access the variables. Okay, so don't confuse in the internal and protected internal. So and also protected. So the next question is what is constructor, or you need to explain. So what is constructors? So a special method of the class that will be automatically invoked when an instance of the class is created is called an instructor. Okay, so constructors are mainly used to initialize private fields of the class while creating an instance for the class. So when you are not creating a constructor in the class, then compiler will automatically create a default constructor in the class that initializes all the numeric fields in the class to 0 and all string and object fields to null. So by default or we can say default constructor is created. If we are not going to define a constructor at that time, default constructor is created, and also it initialize the value. If we are getting integer type, then it is 0. If we are getting string or object type, then it will be null. Okay, so we can see here the syntax: access modifier, class name, and parameters. So here we can say any parameters. Access modifier, public, private, and class name, and here parameter, number of parameters or single parameter according to your requirement. So the next question is types of constructors. So basically constructors are 5 types. Those are available in C#. So the first one is default constructor, second one is parameterized constructor, third one is copy constructor, fourth one is static constructor, and the last one is private constructor. Okay, so these are the 5 different types of constructor available in C#. So the next question is what is encapsulation. This question is also very important. Okay, so without encapsulation you cannot do anything. So like we can have the class. So class is the very simple example of encapsulation. So now understand. It is all about hiding of the data while wrapping the data under a special container known as class, which provides the security to the members that are defined inside init. Okay, so now you can see the example uh, of the class is the class example is very suitable for the encapsulation, so you can understand easily. Okay, so the next question is what is abstraction? So this is very important. Guys, don't forget this question. This is also very important questions. Abstraction. So this is all about hiding of the complexity and then provide the set of interfaces to consuming the functionality. Okay. So the next point is method is the good example of abstraction, because when we call a method we never knows the logic behind them, but we are aware only how to call them but not how they are defined. Okay, so method is good example. Suppose we can say in the real life example we are going to use mobile phone, we are dialing a number, calling to someone. So the internal functionality we don't know, but we know only how to call a person, but internally functionality we don't know. So this is the abstraction. Okay, so or we can say here the example send a message to call someone. Okay, so send a message. We are going to type some message, and we are providing the number to a sender, and we can send the message easily. But the internal functionality we don't know. So how it is going to someone. Okay, so this is the very good example you can tell to the interviewer. So explain polymorphism. It is also very important. So polymorphism means one name, many forms. We can say polymorphism means one object behaving as multiple forms. One function behaves in different forms. Okay. So we can, as you can see here, the polymorphism as the name polymorphism means one name in many forms. Okay. So this is the polymorphism is called. So suppose the real-time example we can say, suppose employee, one employee, and he is an employee of that company inside the company, but for his house he is the son of his father, but he is also a father of his son. So functionality or we can say behavior is changed according to the conditions. So when he is in office, he may have the boss of some juniors or some employees, and he is the employee. But in house, he is the husband of his wife, and the son of his father, and also the father of his son. Like that, he may change his behavior according to the conditions. Okay, so this is the very suitable example for the polymorphism. So in other words, we can say many forms of a single object is called polymorphism. It can be achieved by two ways. So first one is method overloading, and the second one is method overriding. So this video in the method overloading and method overriding I have already created. You can pause that video. So what is inheritance in C#? So this is also very important. So inheritance is the ability to create a class from another class, the parent class extending the functionality and state of the parent in the derived or child class. It allows derived class to overload methods from their parent class. So in simple way we can say establishing parent-child relationship between the classes is called as inheritance. So the 23rd question is differences between hash table and dictionary. So this is also very important question, guys. So hash table is thread safe, and while dictionary is not thread safe. So the next point is dictionary is types, means that the values need not to be boxing, while hash table values needs to be worked or unworked because it stored the values and keys as an object. Okay, so the next point is when you try to get the value of key which does not exist in the collection, the dictionary throws an exception of key not found exception, while hash table returns null value. So this is the very important difference. So the next difference is when using large collection of key value pairs, hash table would be considered more efficient than dictionary. So hash table we are going to prefer at the we are having the large collection of key and value pairs at that situation. So the next point is when we retrieve the record in collection, the hash table does not maintain the order of entire entries. Maintain the order of entries, while dictionary maintains the order of entries by which entries were added. Okay. So the next point is the sixth point and last point. Dictionaries relies on chaining, whereas hash table relies on rehashing. Okay, so these are the differences available in hash table and dictionary. So the next question is string and string builder. So string is immutable. Immutable means if you create string object, then you cannot modify it, and it always creates new object of string type in memory. Okay, so the example is you can see here string str is equal to hello. Here we are having a hello str value, and create a new string instance instead of changing the old one. So str plus is equal to how are str plus is equal to you. So we are going to change the value of this string. So the next one is string builder is immutable. So we can see here the string builder is mutable means if creates string builder object, then you can perform any operation like insert, replace or append without creating new instance for every time. So here we are going to create every time new instance, but in string builder we don't need to create multiple or we can say we no need to create new instance. Okay, so replace or append without creating new instance for every time. So it will update the string at one place in memory, doesn't create new space in memory. So what it will do, it update the string. It will not create the new instance. So example you can see here, string builder strb. So new string builder. So this is the strb is the object of this string builder. So strb dot append. So append method we are going to use to. So how strb dot append how are you, and string str new. So strb dot to string. So the str new we are going to the dot to string. So this is the very important to understand. So okay, so like that we can see the differences between the string and string builder. Okay, so we are going to use append method here. So string builder is very important. So the next and last question is what is the difference between finalize and dispose methods? So dispose is called when we want for an object to release any unmanaged resources with them. So the next point is on the other hand, finalize is used for the same purpose, but it doesn't assure the garbage collection of an object. Okay, so this is the 2 points we are having. So thank you guys for watching this video. Please subscribe our YouTube channel, and I will also make another video on ASP.NET interview questions. So as according to your requirement, I hope you enjoy this video with the clear voice, and I will see you in the next video. And also I am making the video on the Python tutorial, so if you are beginners you can watch that video also. Okay guys, so thank you guys, all the best, and don't forget to give your feedback because this video I am going to create double, or we can say again, because of you guys. So thank you guys. Goodbye. Sorry. All the best.